Good evening. I feel compelled to give you all a disclaimer before I speak. I am an emergency department nurse in a city hospital who has worked directly with COVID patients. Yep. Sorry. Do you mind if I don't touch it? Can you touch it for me?
Say your name.
Sure.
Please.
Thanks, Rob. So my name is Kayla Demma. I'm a parent of 2 children in the Covington City Public School System. I feel compelled to give you guys a disclaimer before I speak tonight. I am an emergency department nurse in a city hospital who's been working directly with COVID patients since the beginning of this pandemic. I speak solely as an individual and a parent in this moment, but I would be remiss to not allow my experiences to shape my thoughts and feelings. I understand the enormous weight of being tasked with making these life-altering decisions for a large group of our most vulnerable population, which is our children. And I thank you all for shouldering some of this burden in such an unprecedented time. I know that we do all want to get back to normal, and I understand that we're nowhere close to that at this point. And I know you all are making a Herculean effort to get us there, so thank you for that. To summarize my thoughts, I've chosen to quote Dr. Kayla Griffin here and there, not cohesively, but to quote Dr. Griffin, "Here's the dilemma for those of us who care about equity, social justice, and science. There are at least 2 competing justice issues on the table. The risk of not having school for those who are most marginalized, and the risk of school spreading a deadly disease to those students and families who are the most marginalized. Choosing to address one inherently worsens the other. Make schools work for the students and families who are most on the margins, who are at greatest risk if the school buildings remain closed, who cannot meet their basic needs without them, and the rest of us can stay home. I appeal to those of you who are able to opt for a virtual learning style or even a hybrid style in the vein of, accepting other people's decisions for their own children. I appeal to you to allow the schools the space and the resources that they will need to accommodate those who don't have that choice. It sounds like you all, especially in the 3rd grade, from what I've heard, are already sort of pressed for resources. We tend to think of resources in the concrete, but time and space and personnel are all part of our resources as well. And so I appeal to the people who have the option to provide you all with additional resources by keeping their children out of that space to do so. And I appreciate that you all have dedicated such an enormous amount of your resources to those of us who will probably choose to take the virtual route. And I thank all of you who are here for caring enough to show up tonight. I don't really have additional questions. I just wanted to let you all know. So thank you.